Ugh, why are there always so many rules? Don't run in the corridors, don't talk too loud, don't finish all the ice cream in the fridge. I'm fed up. Hey, but I can't deny the rules do come in handy sometimes. I mean, I would definitely fail my linear equations test if I didn't know the rules to solving them. You do remember what a linear equation is, don't you? Let's do a quick recap. An equation in which the highest power of the variable is 1 is called a linear equation, and we refer to the highest power as the degree. So we can say that a linear equation is an equation with a degree of 1. Here, degree denotes the highest power of the variable.
Good morning, class. I hope everyone is okay. We are still focusing on algebra, but today we are going to learn about solving equations. Okay, there are two things that we are going to talk about today. Solving equation with one unknown term and solving equation with two unknowns. So let's focus first on solving equation with one unknown. Let's look at a practical example. But before we look at the practical example, first what you have to know is when you're solving an equation, you just have to know how to collect like terms. After collecting the like terms, then you have to simplify your like terms. And after simplifying, then you solve for the required variable which is being asked. Let's look for, at A. We have A, 19x minus 7 plus 7 is equal to 8x plus 7 plus 12. So we are given this equation. We have the left hand side and the right hand side. So we have to do everything so that we can get x solved. Now what we need to do is we have to shift everything which is looking alike at one side so that we can solve. Here simply what we have to do is you have to move 8x plus 7x in the other side so that it comes where there is 19x, and these all numbers again we have to go to the other side. Let's try to do it. Here we have 19x, we are moving 8x, it's crossing the equal sign, meaning that it has to change a sign. Then it becomes 8x, and 7x also will become negative 7x. It's equal to, we have 12 this side, as well as these numbers, they are crossing the equal sign, then they have to change sign. Negative 27 becomes positive 27, and positive 7 becomes negative 7. Okay. Now, like this, you have collected your like terms, then you try to simplify your like terms. You just simply have to press on your calculator. We have 19 minus 8 minus 7. So here the answer is 4x is equal to what? You take positive 12 plus 27 minus 7. We have 32 as our answer here. Since this one is 32 and we still have 4x, we have to solve for x so that x has to be standing on its own. What you have to do here, we just have to divide by 4, and whatever you are doing at this side, it has to be done at the other side again. You have to divide by 4. So 4 will divide with 4, then you'll be left with 1. 1 times x is just x. Then you write your x, it's equal to 32 divided by 4, we get 8. So our answer is 8. It's saying that x is equal to 8. So what you need to know is you have to prove for your answer to be like correctly excellent in excellent manner. You have to know that if 8 is the answer, are you sure that it's the correct answer or what? Then you have to prove it. You simply have to take 8, you substitute it into x. So where are you seeing x? You just put 8 on top. Where are you seeing x? You just put 8 and 8 this side. Let's try to punch. Now here we have 19, open bracket, 8 minus 27 plus 7 is equal to, the answer is saying 132. Now if we have 132 at this side, at the left hand side, then at the right hand side it has to be equal to the left hand side. It also has to be what? It also has to be 132. Let's try to punch on the calculator and see if we get 132. We have 8 open bracket 8 plus 7 open bracket positive 8 close bracket plus 12. The answer also here is saying that 132. So the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. Like that, you have proven that x is 8, which is the correct answer. I hope everyone is following and copying notes. If you have questions, then you can ask. I'm free to answer. Let's look at, for example, B. B, we have 3 minus 2 open bracket A minus 2 close bracket is equal to 10. As you can see, this equation is different from the first one. So we have to approach it in different method before we follow the other steps. Now this one is having a bracket. First, what we have to do is we have to get rid of the bracket. How can we manipulate the bracket? Simply we just have to expand the number which is close to the bracket with the numbers inside the bracket. So here is negative 2 is the number which is close to the bracket. We are expanding it, we multiply it by the numbers which are inside the bracket. So when we are doing so, we keep our 3 as it is. Then negative 2 times A is equal to negative 2A. Negative 2 times negative 2. So every negative number multiplying with a negative number, they change the sign. If the sign becomes positive, then it becomes positive 4. It's equal to what? It's equal to 10. Now it's looking alike with the other one. So we have to collect our like terms again. We have 3 and 4 and 10. These are like terms, so they have to be on one side. Now you just write your negative 2A is equal, then you move everything where to the right hand side. We have negative 4 when it changes sign, and we have negative 3 when it changes sign. So we have 2A is equal to 10 minus 4 minus 3. It's positive 3. Now we have to get rid of negative 2 so that we will remain with an A, which is the what? The unknown variable. Then we divide everything with negative 2, and whatever you are doing at the left hand side, at the right hand side also it has to be commenced, which is negative 2. Negative 2 into negative 2 is just 1. 1 times A, you will be left with A. It's equal to, your answer is negative 3 over 2. We can still try to prove our answer if the answer is correct or not. You take negative 3 over 2, you substitute it into A, where we are seeing A. And since it's only one variable which is in the bracket, so everything on this expression, when you press it, it has to be what? To give you 10 as an answer. Let's try to punch it on the calculator. We have 3 minus 2, open bracket, then negative 3 over 2, close bracket, minus 2, close bracket. So the answer is 10, meaning like that you have proven that A is negative 3 over 2 is your correct answer. Any questions? Okay, good. I think everyone is understanding. Let's look on another solving equations. We are solving equations with 2 unknowns simultaneously. Now on the simultaneous equations, then there are 2 methods, but we are going to look on one method, which is elimination method. First we are using elimination method, then tomorrow when we meet again, we'll proceed with substitution method. This is due to time. So here we have different ones, 2 equations and 2 unknowns. The 2 unknowns here is simply x and y. It's x and y. These are variables. Now we have to solve for the 2 unknowns. Okay. First of all, you just have to name your equation as equation 1 and equation 2. Now when you are eliminating, what you have to do is you have to make the what? The numbers, the whole numbers at the first variable to be the same. Okay, here we have 4, here we have 2. You have to make sure that 4 and 2 must be at the same, must have the same number. So here what you have to do is you take the what? The other number, you multiply it to the equation, and you take the what? The number on the equation 1, the first number on equation 1, you multiply it with the first number on equation 2. You take 2, you multiply it with 4 x plus y is equal to 37, and you close your bracket, and you take 4, you multiply it with 2x minus y is equal to 17, then you close your bracket. Now when you multiply here, everything will end up, the first things will be the same. 2 times 4 is equal to 8x, 2 times y plus 2y, 2 times 37, 2 times 37 is equal to 74. And 4 times 2 is equal to 8x. 8x. 4 times y is equal to negative 4y. And 4 times 17 is equal to 68. Now, these ones, the first things are the same. You just have to put what? A subtraction sign. 8 minus 8 is just 0. There's no need to write it. Then you proceed to the second terms. 2 minus negative 4, you get positive 6y is equal to 74 minus 68 is equal to positive 6. So we are still solving for y. You divide both sides by 6. Then y is equal to 1. Since you got y is equal to 1, then you take the whole number as 1 as it is, you solve it, you what? Substitute it into y. You choose any equation of your choice which you want here. It's either the first one or the second one, then you substitute y. Let's take equation 1. We have 4x plus y, but when you are seeing y is big, you put 1. You put 1 is equal to 37. Then you collect like terms. Here we'll be left with 4x is equal to 37 minus 1. We have 4x is equal to 36. So you divide both sides by 4. You divide both sides by 4. 4 and 4 will cancel. You will be left with x. 36 divided by 4. You'll be left with 9. So your x is 9. Your y is 4. You can still prove your answers where you put 9 into x and 1 into y. Then we try to punch it. 4 open bracket, 9 close bracket plus 1. It's giving us 37. So meaning that the answers are correct, and you proceed to the other one. 2 open bracket, 9 close bracket minus 1 is equal to 17. Like that, it's proven. So meaning that it's correct. Like that, you are just going to get 3 marks. Let's finish the other one. Let's finish the other one. I hope you guys have copied already. My period is going to end soon, so I'm in a rush to complete the other one. Okay, B. We have B. B, we have 2p minus q is equal to negative 1. That is our what? Our equation 1. And we have 3p minus q is equal to 2. That is our equation 2. So we are still using the what? Elimination method. We just have to make first term to be the same. By what? Multiplying. By multiplying here by 3 and here by multiplying by 2. When you are multiplying this, 3 times 2, you get 6p. 3 times negative q. Or here, you don't have to multiply really. You don't have to multiply really, because they are the second term is equal to the other one, because they are having the whole numbers at the what? The same whole number at here there is what? An invisible one and an invisible one. So you don't need to make this other one to be the same. So this other one is the same already. So here you just have to put positive since there is what? Negative here. So 2 plus what? 2 plus 3 you get 5. 2 plus 3 you get 5. And negative q plus negative q is just q. I mean it's just 0, then you just don't have to write it. Then you proceed to the other one. Negative 1 plus 2, negative 1 plus 2 is just positive 1. Then divided by 5, divided by 5. Then 5 and 5 will go, p, you'll be left with p. Your answer is 1 over 5. And remember, you have to leave everything in the fraction. Because decimals, when you write decimals, you must leave other numbers again. Since our p is 1 over 5, we just have to substitute into any equation of your choice. You have to use even equation 2. We have 3p. On where you are seeing p, you substitute it with 1 over 5. Then you close your bracket, is equal to minus q is equal to 2. Now, this one have to move to the other side. Here you'll be left with q equal to 2 minus 3 open bracket 1 over 5. So 2 minus 3 open bracket 1 over 5 then q is equal to 7 over 5. So there is a negative still, so you have to make q as positive. You simply divide by negative 1, and here also divide by negative 1. Then here you will be left with positive q. It's equal to divided by negative 1. Then you'll be left with 7 over negative 7 over 5. So these are your answers. You try to prove them. When you are proving them on p, you are putting 1 over 5, 1 over 5, and on q, you are putting negative 7 over 5 and negative 7 over 5. Let's try to prove them. 2 open bracket, 1 over 5 close bracket, minus negative 7 over 5 close bracket. So the answer is saying that negative 1. And let's try to prove the other one. 3 open bracket 1 over 5 close bracket minus negative 7 over 5 close bracket. The answer is equal to 2, meaning that we have proven. Okay guys, I hope everyone has understood what we're doing here. I want you to do the homework, page 123, exercise 5. You have to do A up to B, up to C. Then I'll check it up tomorrow. Thank you.
Simultaneous equations using a method called elimination. Simultaneous equations, remember, are pairs of equations, like these two, that you have to solve by finding the pair of x and y values that have solutions for both of them. So an x value and a y value, that would work for both of these equations. Now, this method is kind of complicated when you first learn it, because it can involve a lot of steps. So in this video, what we're going to do is go through this example here first, which is a relatively easy one, and we'll hopefully get the idea across. And then we'll go through a more complicated one where we have to work through every step in detail. The basic idea with the elimination method is that we're going to try and combine these two equations into just one equation. But importantly, when we do that, we're going to try to eliminate either the x's or the y's at the same time, so that we only have one unknown variable left in our equation. For example, because both of these equations have two y's, if we subtracted this whole second equation from the first one, then we'd eliminate the y's, because 2y minus 2y equals nothing. And then we'd only have the x terms and the numbers left, so we'd be able to solve it. If we give this a go, the first thing we'd want to do is label our equations 1 and 2, so that we know which is which. And then the new equation we're forming is going to be equation 1 minus equation 2. So we'd do 7x minus 3x to get 4x, 2y minus 2y, which is 0. Remember, we wanted to cancel out the y's. And 23 minus 11, which is 12. So we end up with 4x equals 12, which we can then solve by dividing both sides by 4 to get x equals 3. And now that we've found the x value, all we have to do is plug that back into one of the original equations to find the corresponding y value. It's up to you which one you pick, so just choose whichever one you think looks easiest. I'm going to go with this first one though. So when I substitute in the x equals 3 to this equation, it will give 7 times 3 plus 2y equals 23, which simplifies to 21 plus 2y equals 23, then 2y equals 2, and finally y equals 1.